Hey there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. It is Friday, 7:07 p.m. It feels later though. Oh, it's weird, fall, you know, it starts to get dark early and then it feels like it's so much later. I had a good day though. Our son stopped by to visit us around, I think it was about 3 o'clock this afternoon. So I was actually down here working. I was working on my Inktober drawing for today. The theme is watch. I'm about halfway done. Well, maybe I'm a little more than halfway done. It's drawn. I've got the first layer of marker on there. But I have a bunch of old pocket watches, so I grabbed one and just kind of laid it out, and that's what I'm working on. It's not done yet. It'll be done and up on Instagram by the time this comes out. But anyway, we had a nice visit and we had dinner. We ordered some takeout and it was nice. It was nice. I haven't seen him in like 3 weeks, so that was good. But I just kind of was like, yep, I'm going up to visit my kid. So everything just kind of got forgotten about here. Then I was like, oh, I guess I probably ought to do some work. So here we are, 7:08 p.m. Friday night. Got a new tutorial up in Critique Club. It's been up for a couple of days, but you might not know about it unless you went in and checked. If you remember, I will put a link down in the video description in case you want to check it out. This was the Inktober prompt Raven, and I thought, oh, I'm going to use those granulating watercolors. I remember the set I pulled together and showed you how in a video last week, and so I did the first layer with all kind of granulating colors. Actually, the Raven there, the layer of the Raven is done with this liquid charcoal that my friend April over at A Little Creative on Etsy is now stocking. She only has a few tubes left. She's getting another shipment this week, so if it's sold out, I apologize, but there's more coming. But anyway, it worked really great, and it mixes with a lot of things because it's kind of a neutral to cool toned black that granulates beautifully, and it kind of leaves more of a texture, like physical texture. It doesn't rub off, but you can feel like a rougher grit there. So if you want to layer up colored pencils, I think it'd be really fun for that. I used acrylic ink over it, but anyway, real-time tutorial. I think it's about 107 minutes, so a little over an hour and a half. If you want to follow along in Critique Club, I will have a time lapse up on this, up for this tomorrow. So Sunday, you'll be able to see how it went together in like 22 minutes in case you want to see what you're in for. But that's up in Critique Club if you want to check it out. And what else? I've just been doing Inktober. I feel like that started last Friday, I think. And it's fun. I really enjoy it. I've got to tell you though, I got to be honest. So I filmed last week's Critique Club on Thursday. And like Friday, I completely like hit a wall, and I was just like, we had a good day off. We went to Belfast, and we wanted to see the leaves, and we had a lunch and just kind of went into a few stores. I bought my first Christmas present of the season, and so now I'm going to feel like I'm ahead of the game, and then like November will hit and I'll be like, oh, I bought one Christmas present, but I was patting myself on the back so well that I forgot to do all the Christmas shopping. I don't know. I always have these like delusions that I'm going to be early, and I used to be really early on Christmas shopping when the kids were little because, you know, I was on more of a budget and I wanted to make sure that I got like the important gifts, you know, right off the bat, so they didn't sell out or anything. And plus, you know, when your kids are really little, you know, that you want to make sure you get that perfect gift, right? And so I would be done early. I would be done before November. So, and then that way I could just enjoy all the different things like the parties and I could volunteer at the school and I could do all those things and not have to be stressed like, oh my gosh, I gotta, you know, go Christmas shopping. But I've gotten lax over the years and I thought, oh, I've heard a lot of things this year about shipping being slow, and it might be difficult to get things ordered and delivered in time, and you know, there's all those boats stuck out in the port off of California. So I'm like, well, I think I'd rather get things done early and then not have to worry about it. But so one person down. I feel so virtuous. And then I'll just let that feeling carry me through Halloween, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, I probably ought to maybe buy more than one present. What else? What else is new? I don't feel like a lot is new. I mean, I've been drawing daily. All of my Inktober things are up on my Instagram account. A new podcast I just uploaded well, it's Friday. I uploaded it today as I'm recording, but it would have been yesterday. So if you go to if you look in the video description, there's a link to my podcast. If you want to go check that out. And the topic this week is should you turn your hobby into a side business. And last week it was tips for selling at craft fairs. So there's a couple like back-to-back business articles on like how you might want to sell if you decide to sell, and why you may or may not want to turn something you love so dearly into a source of income. I hope it's helpful anyway, you never know. I did post a video this week on advice for social media, tips for artists, and guys, I'm sorry, I keep thinking I'm saying like every other word. It's late. It's late for me. It's late for me to be recording. I'm usually recording early, so I apologize. I get very critical of myself because I know there's somebody in the comments waiting to say, why don't you plan out what you say better? What is this? What do you do here? And Sat Chat is such a random video anyway. If somebody like lands here and it's the first video they've ever seen of mine, they're gonna be so confused. They're gonna be like, what is wrong with this person? But anyway, yeah, so I did a video this week on social media tips for artists, and I actually filmed it a few weeks ago, and it was funny because I filmed it, well, maybe it was over a month ago. It was a while ago. And then like the day after I filmed it, Tio from Parker Blogs came out with like the same topic. I'm like, well, I can't post it now because it's gonna look like I'm being a copycat. And so I just kind of forgot about it. Then I'm like, what do I have to offer? I don't know what I'm doing with social media for. I've been online for like, I've been running a business online since 2008. And I feel like I'm worse at it now than I was like 5 or 6 years ago. But then again, there's also so much more competition now that you know, it just gets diluted. There's just so much more to watch and so many more artists out there, and you know, it's harder to stand out. So anyway, I posted a video. For what it's worth, it's out there. If you want to see it, it's just social media tips for artists. Take it with a grain of salt. I don't know. I certainly don't feel all that qualified, but then again, I've been in it for the long run and the long haul, and I almost feel like I've been more qualified to give those tips, and I'm sure I probably did a video back in like 2016 when I thought I knew everything, and I was just enjoying some good luck of the algorithm, and then it changes, and and you know, a pit of despair. So basically, the theme of the video is how not to fall into a pit of despair. I hope that came across. Who knows? Oh, but new things. Oh, come on, new things. Actually, I have another class for Michaels and Derwent coming up next month. I need to plan that. That's probably one of the things I'll work on next week. It'll be a Christmas, not necessarily Christmas, it'll be holiday themed project. And that's going to be, I believe, November 16th. November 15th or November 16th. Middle of the month, November. Keep just kind of, once I've got a link to share with you, I will share it in a Sat Chat video description. And another thing coming up is I am part of the Paints Giving class over at Sketchy. And these are the projects that I will be teaching. I've got this one. I'm just going to turn that down a little bit. I've got this still life here. And both of these still lifes I set up with stuff I already had. And there'll be a reference photo and, you know, for you to follow along. And then this one here, which I thought was really fun because it was all like, you know, crafty tools. So I'll be teaching those two still lifes. And hopefully by the time this video goes up, I will have a link and a coupon code for you, because I've been waiting, I've got to check my email, but I was waiting for them to send me a coupon code for my viewers, because they have started advertising the class, but I want you guys to get a deal. So hang on for that, and as soon as I get that discount code, I will put it in the video description for you. Hopefully it will be up by the time the video is up, and you can go check it out if you want. There'll be there's other instructors too, so they're not all still life. There's some still life, portrait, different things going on. I don't know all the projects yet. There's some kind of quirky, some neat ones. So I've seen a few from the promo video anyway, and that ought to be something kind of fun. It starts beginning of November, and I think the classes are released like every couple of days, so you're not just like throwing it all at once. You can kind of like work along with the group and kind of keep you motivated through the month. So if that's something you're interested in, then check out the video description. Hopefully I will have discount code for you in there. If not, I'll mention it again next Sat Chat. But yeah, it's like starts in a little less than a month, so that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to doing another Derwent class as well, so that'll be good. I also have one in January. That's it. Oh my word. I have so many dates spinning around in my head. Another date that I've been trying to keep straight is when I give my pets their like flea and tick medication. because I gave the cats, I got off schedule somehow. I used to have it like the first day of the month. That's like all the pets have like their heartworm and their flea and tick and all that stuff. Except the dog has a 3-month pill for flea and ticks, and you have to treat your animals for ticks up here because up in the Northeast there's so many deer ticks and stuff, and the deer population has actually been going bananas up here. They haven't been able to, there hasn't been enough hunting to thin the herd, and there's just deer everywhere in Maine, so just that means more ticks. I love looking at them. I love watching the deer in the backyard. But anyway, the cat, especially Tally, the long-haired, she's like I call her a Norwegian tree hugger. She's not a Maine Coon cat, but I think she might be a Norwegian forest cat. And but she loves to go and just like carouse all night and get ticks and, you know, crawl in the grasses and watch squirrels and all that stuff. So I treated her like, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, because we got off schedule, and then found ticks on her. So I don't want to treat her again because I know it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it's supposed to be good for like 6. It's supposed to, they say do it every month, but it's supposed to actually give you 6 weeks of protection. But I don't want to retreat her so soon, so it's kind of like, I don't know. I think I need to switch medications because I think whatever is the active ingredient, the drops that we're giving her is not working anymore. So if you live in this area, if you live in New England, Maine preferably, and you have an outdoor cat, what are you using for the flea and tick stuff? Please let me know what's working right now, because it seems like there's cycles, and Frontline will work for a while and then it won't, and then you got to switch to something else. I don't know what sort of cycle we're in right now, but I don't want her to, well, I guess cats can't get Lyme disease, but I don't want her bringing fleas and ticks in the house. I haven't seen any fleas, but I have seen a couple ticks, and they're gross. I hate it when I find a tick on myself, because I walk in the woods a lot, and occasionally I'll get one, and that's gross. Grosses me out. It's a very gross feeling. So we had good luck with the dog, though. The dog got a bath this week. She's been on borrowed time. She's been on borrowed time for a couple weeks. She's been getting a little ripe. So it was a nice warm day yesterday. So me and Mr. Frugal filled I have this big vat. I used to use it for stretching watercolor paper, but it's actually just this big wallpaper vat, and it's black. So if you put it out in the sun, you fill it with water, put it in the sun, and it'll actually warm up. And so, so we took her out back and gave her a bath, and then we let her run around, and she was happy after that. She hates being bathed, but she doesn't mind it as much outside as inside. I think the echo in the bathroom and being in a confined space, she doesn't like that. She's much better outside. But so she's nice and fresh now. For how long, who knows? Because we have the deer that keep coming around the backyard, and then they poop, and of course the dog wants to roll in the deer poop. It's a dog thing. Does your dog do that? Isn't that nasty? And they always like get it on their collar. There's like, what is this thing? They do the head first, and they'll start just like, you know, putting their head in the ground and like, you know, grind. Oh, so gross, so gross. But that's not what you had in mind for Sat Chat this week. I had a card making video I posted yesterday. And I'm just like, I am such a failure at cards, at like sending them out in a timely manner. So my nephew's birthday was the 28th, and I had sent the card down with my kids. We're going down to visit my sister, and I said, give this to Mason. And so when they got back, they had forgotten to give him the card. So I'm like, oh, I look like the crappy aunt who can't get her anything together. And meanwhile, like, my sister's an awesome aunt and takes the kids places and stuff. So anyway, I did send the card back with Jackson. I wanted him to have the card. I wanted Mason to have the card before the video published. I don't think he watches my YouTube video because he's like a 12-year-old boy, so I'm sure he doesn't. But the video posted to YouTube yesterday, so I'm going to try to hold off not posting it on my blog until I'm sure he's gotten the card. Not that he reads my blog, but his mother does, so. So she'll see the video and she'll be like, Lindsay, can't get her act together. Always the flake. She doesn't say that, but I wouldn't be surprised if they think that. They probably. But oh, guys, I got the Graphite Pans. Oh, tutorial for this is up on my YouTube channel too, by the way. Just a little spooky watercolor, pen and ink if you want to check it out. Real time, that's a real time, so you definitely can follow along. So Derwent sent me the Graphite Pans. I have them right here. I don't know if you can see this. They granulate beautifully, and I think this would be a nice base layer. if you wanted to get some granulating colors and maybe you don't have enough in your stash, because the Derwent pan sets are less expensive than like comparable watercolor sets of that size. Of course, they're a specialty kind of water soluble graphite or ink type media. But this is really, really beautiful texture. I'm trying to see, I think you can, well, I don't know, maybe a little, I can see a little bit of shine on my finger if I rub on the graphite, but it's locked down pretty well. The color's just gorgeous, and just muted, and really pretty for those moody effects. So if you don't want to dig through all your paints and find out what granulates, you just kind of want a little bit of that little spice in your paintings, you can check that out, and yeah, that might do the trick for you. I'm looking forward to playing with that some more. I did use it in this watercolor here. This is actually watercolor with pen and ink. I did that for the prompt fan for Inktober. Let me turn that down. And I like the way it came out. I think it looks kind of like rusty old patina metal. So it gave me the look that I wanted. And by the way, this sketchbook, you've probably seen me use this for the past year. My friend Rosie made it for me. And when she sent this to me, I'm like, oh my word, do you sell these? Because it's just such a gorgeous sketchbook. And she said, no, I do not sell them. I only make them for some friends. That is it. I don't want to sell them. And people have been asking me every time I use these in a tutorial, where'd you get that sketchbook? Where'd you get it? I'm like, my friend made it for me. Does she sell them? No, she won't sell them. And she's finally agreed to make these to sell. And she's going to have this size and a smaller one. So as soon as she gives me a link, as soon as she has them up in her Etsy store, I will share that with you. So keep your eyes peeled for that. It is a gorgeous sketchbook. It's made with Arches cold pressed paper, 140-pound Arches paper. So it's probably going to be one of the best watercolor sketchbooks you'll ever get your hands on. And if you're looking for something, you know, special like that, I think it would make an amazing present for like a watercolor artist in your life, just because it is such an exquisite kind of high-end, beautiful handmade piece. So maybe she'll even have the link for me. You know, maybe she'll tell me, maybe she'll contact me and has, if she has it up in her shop, I'll put it in the link to this video. If not, as soon as it's ready, I'll post on Sat Chat, and probably a watercolor tutorial just to make sure that you guys have that information, because it just lays flat and open no matter what page I'm on. The paper is gorgeous. I can use both sides. I usually don't use both sides of my sketchbooks because the paper, like, it wrinkles too much, or I just can't. I can see through it, or stuff bleeds through, but I find that I use both sides of most of these pages, and yeah, they're just a dream to paint on, and yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited she's going to sell these, because it's going to help her grow her business, and it's going to help people who paint that want nice things to paint on, and it's handmade and good, and supporting local artisans, which is all good. So hey, there's a Christmas idea if you have an artist on your list. I'm looking for ideas, man. My kids are all, you know, the girls, oh my gosh. So this has been a kind of an emotional week. Everyone's getting ready for college. Figuring out where to apply, figuring out everything, and it's also homecoming week. So even though they're not doing a homecoming dance, there's still like stuff going on every night at the school. And it's busy, and I think my girls are super tired and just super emotional, because it's just so exhausting. It's so exhausting. It seems way more exhausting than when I was in high school. I mean, I don't even remember worrying about any of that stuff. And now probably I was just a slacker flake, and, you know, couldn't be bothered to worry about my future when I was a senior in high school. I was probably just too busy, you know, living my life, and YOLO. to be that concerned. But man, the pressure, I just feel like there's so much pressure on kids now, and it's like it's so sad, you know. It's like, man, why do they have to decide these life-altering decisions when they're 17 years old? It just seems like too much, you know. But anyway, yeah, it's a lot. It's going to be such a crazy year, I think, with all of the super huge decisions that the kids are making, and yeah, I guess I don't really have anything, I don't have any advice, I don't have anything to say to expand on that very much, just kind of, moms, you got seniors? Solidarity, my friends. It's crazy, it's crazy. I wish you well. Thoughts and prayers. We'll get through it, I'm sure. They'll get through it, we'll get through it. It'll be gotten through. Well, my goodness, I'm trying to think. Is there anything? I didn't make any notes because I was just busy doing this week, just like living my life. And oh, colored my hair. You probably noticed that. And I used hot rollers. I haven't used hot rollers in the longest time, but one of my girls borrowed my curling iron, and seriously, I looked like a hobo today. I was in. We were burning stuff in the fire pit out back, and I've been kind of like in and out of the studio all day. And grimy old sweatshirt. My hair was just like, I didn't wash it in a couple days. And because you know, once you color your hair red, you have to really be careful how often you wash it because it fades, just fades so early. And this is just douse number 1. I did it last weekend. And it takes about 2 colors for me to get like a rich red color because it's kind of harder to color over the blonde. I mean, it colors good because it's a light color, but it takes usually 2 processes to get it nice and robust. But I'm like, I don't want to color it again, at least for another week, so I didn't want to wash it too much and have it all like fade out. So, you know, my hair's a mess. And so I'm like, okay, I gotta do something before Sat Chat. I can't come on here looking like a sketchy hobo. So I dug out my hot rollers, and actually I think they were pretty well. I didn't let them heat up long enough, but I think they did all right. And I just, instead of using those little wire things, those little wire U things that come with them, I got some really big like hairdresser clips. I think I got them from Martin's. Probably them in the dollar store. There's like 10 in a package for $1. I don't know. They're cheap. The little butterfly clip type things. Those work so well, especially with short hair to hold those rollers in. So I'm going to give them another shot. It was very quick. If I had to do it again, give it a little more time to heat up because I didn't get quite as much. I would have liked a little bit more curl. It just gave it a little bit of fullness. So I'm going to do that again. It definitely is great because you put it in your hair and then you can do your makeup, and you don't have to be like standing there curling your hair like a I don't know, Luddite curling your hair like like technology hasn't been invented to help us avoid this. Hot rollers, man. Not that they haven't been out for like 100 years. Oh man. Thank you, Miss Clairol, for so many things. For the color, for the hair curlers. Where am I going? What is life? What is life, friends? I don't know. You only live once. I think I'm going to take out the kayak or the paddleboard this weekend. It was gorgeous today, too. I took the dog and I had a long walk today because we were almost done our walk, and then I saw my neighbor with their beagle, and so we went the woods trail again. And then we had company. My brother-in-law came over, and so we were hanging out back by the fire, and the dog was running around the backyard, so she was completely beat. She was totally pooped. Of course, the Jackson came home, so then she was extra wound up, so I think she was upstairs, like, sleeping the best sleep that she's had in a long time, from all the wagging and all the excitement. But, yeah, so, in summary, I look like a hobo most of the time. I did my hair, and I drew some things. That's my week in a nutshell. Thank you very much. But I do want to get out on the kayak. I think I would like to take some photographs. I'll probably, or a paddleboard. I really want to get on the paddleboard. I prefer that. And it's not too cold. I don't think the water's cooled off that much. And I probably would just take some cheesy cell phone photos because I have one of those waterproof things that you can wear around your neck to put your cell phone in. So I'll probably do that if I get my gumption up, if I'm not a lazy bum. And it's a 3-day weekend, so I should be able to muster something up. I have no idea what my video schedule is going to be other than Sketchbook Sunday, which will be the Raven time-lapse tomorrow. I don't think I have anything in the can ready to go, which is weird because usually I have a few things scheduled out. But I don't think I do right now. Oh, funny thing, I was scheduling a video earlier this week, and it was just the quick supplies I have in my Inktober bag. So when I'm feeling lazy, I just grab my bag and can sit on the couch and get my drawing done for the day. And when I scheduled it as a premiere, and so I was like, oh, because I was seeing like comments on the video. How could there be comments? It's not up yet. And so it was short. It was like 10 minutes. So I hung out and chit-chatted for 10 minutes. I felt so lame because it's like I like to do premieres on longer videos because then everyone can make a cup of tea, get a snack, have a visit. So sorry for being lame. I'm just lame this week. What can I say? Other than that, nothing is new. I hope you're having a great day. Oh, when I went to when I went to Belfast, I stopped at my favorite little art store out there called Fiddleheads, and I bought a pack of handmade black watercolor paper, so I'm excited to try that. I got some of the handmade white watercolor paper there a couple of years ago, and I really enjoyed it. And I'm curious to try the handmade black watercolor paper. It's very textured. I think it might be kind of fun to use with watery gouache. I don't know, just something different. I don't know. I like to if I go into a little tiny independently owned shop, I like to buy something, even if it's nothing like huge. But I think that will be kind of fun to experiment with. But other than that, I managed to talk for 22 minutes about nothing. 22, 23, hey, 25 minutes about nothing. Would you expect anything less? For those of you that are new here, I apologize. That's all I have to say about that. Oh, my earrings, these are from that that Etsy seller Los Artisano shop. I know I'm saying it wrong. I'm just going to link to it because aren't they cute? These are a great fall design earring. They go good with another one of my fine JCPenney sweaters from many years ago. This one, it doesn't even show any signs of wearing out, so I'm very happy about that. I wish it was a v-neck though. I prefer v-necks. Literally have nothing else to talk about. So with that, I'm going to say toodaloo. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, happy crafting. Bye.